Please like, subscribe, and be sure to click that bell button for regular and exciting indie film content and your chance to be the first to engage with the Liftoff Global Network of Film Festivals as we embark on launching the careers of the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. Today we are talking to two of the Audience Choice winners from the Paris Liftoff Film Festival. So we have Julie and we have Gunnar. Julie, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what your film was and what your role was.
Yes, I'm the director of The Death of the Musician as a part of a series according the Fables by Jean de La Fontaine, French author.
Yeah, amazing. I saw that it was based on a real story. So we'll delve into that a little bit more when we get your film up. But Gunnar, if you could do the same, introduce who you are and your project and what your role was.
Yeah, my name is Gunnar Tornes. I'm from Norway, and I made a short film called Mind Dust. I'm the writer-director, a co-writer, of course, and director.
Amazing. So Julie, as I get your film playing this side, why don't you start by telling us a little bit more about the inspiration and why you wanted to adapt this novel that already exists?
It already exists, but the subject is more general, and I use a musician character. That's a difference.
Yep.
To adapt it and to express the moral by Jean de La Fontaine, a character who want to end his life, and suddenly he can do it, but he doesn't want to die anymore.
Yes, because he gets a visit from Death, I believe, who manages to show what could be.
Yes, and I wanted to make a comedy with funny scenes, with amazing places, with the machine. Machine of harvest, and a delivery, a character that delivery.
The actress that plays that character, her name's Laura. What's her second name?
Laura Massy.
So she was part of another project that we screened called Tête de Mule. And
yes.
It screened with us in Los Angeles a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic. And as soon as I saw her in this film, I was like, this is perfect role for her. She's such a funny character.
Yes.
So
yes, yeah. I wanted an actress who has a popular profile, popular. She's very simple, very natural and funny, and the musician is very focused on himself.
Amazing. So that's actually leading on to some of my first questions. And how did you go about casting this film? What was your casting process?
By internet, on Facebook and some website of casting, and that's it.
Did you have many applications for the roles?
Application for
from
the roles?
Actors? Yeah, from actors applying to be a part of your film.
No, I found the actors when they replied to my
nice
to my research.
Okay, nice. And what was your rehearsal period like? Did you have many days where you could work with the actors to get to the performances you wanted, or was it more that the actors turned up on the day and you had to quickly rehearse with them and then shoot?
I met them before.
Perfect.
a few hours, and we had to we had to shoot it quickly on the shooting place, because it was in a photograph's home, so we had a short time to shoot it, unfortunately.
When you say a short time, are you talking maybe 2 days, 3 days, or less?
1 day and a half.
Wow! So you did the
In
whole the
yes,
interior.
in the musician's home.
Nice.
And after we had to shoot outside, and I was no, I wait a long time with the farmer to tell me the harvest, the time of the harvest.
Yeah.
You know, because it was a special day for the harvest, and every day it was raining, so we needed to shoot a sunny day, the day of the harvest. So it was a bit complicated sometimes,
I'm
but
sure.
we managed finally to capture the harvest.
So obviously that was a hurdle that you had to overcome in order to line everything up and have those correct shoot dates. What else did you have to overcome in order to get this project finished? Was there any particular moments that stand out?
A particular moment?
Of a problem that arose when you were shooting and that you had to overcome?
No, no.
So you had quite a straightforward shoot.
Yes.
Oh, you're lucky. That is rare. So, wow, amazing. The other thing that really struck when I was watching your project was the cinematography. It is beautifully shot, especially the outside scenes. Who was your cinematographer and what camera did you use?
Yes, it was a Sony. A Sony, because the day of the harvest, the initial camera was not available, so we took a Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was a nice result, I think.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
With the French countryside and the trees and symbolic, yes.
Yeah, so actually you started mentioning about the artist's house that you used for the interior
Yes.
design.
Yes, the director of photography was Paul Ollinger.
Perfect.
A young cinematographer. I research by internet and the answered, and we meet, and he was enthusiastic with the project, so we worked together. Yes, I found the team and the actors myself.
Amazing. The interior location is fantastic, as is the
Yes.
exterior. And you said that you only had 1 day to shoot inside the house that the artists belong to. But when you were looking to use the farm to shoot as well, how did you find this farm? Was this a contact you already knew, or did you have to scout this?
I searched for it. I took the car, and I asked them when I found this farm and the place. I asked them, but I drive for a long time to find something good. Yes.
Nice. It can be so difficult finding the correct locations and
Yes.
having everything work. So you must have been very happy when that all came together.
Yes, the farmer was very, very nice, and very simple. He understood, and we brought champagne.
Oh, nice. That helps. That definitely helps. Perfect. So actually, now I want to talk a little bit more about you, as your film has come to an end, and we can see the titles now running. I'm just going to change the screen back. So there we go. Tell me a little bit more about yourself as a filmmaker. What do you hope next for this project? How long has it been doing the festival run for?
With what I hope with this project in festival, or
what you hope for this project after the festival run, and how
ah
far
yes,
and
after
how
the
far into the festival
yes,
run are you?
after the festival, okay. Maybe to meet people, or producers or distributors, but we want to, with my indie prod, we want to continue to shoot more episodes.
Oh, you want to do episodic content? Okay,
with,
nice.
with different fables by Jean de La Fontaine,
Nice.
with different stories, actors, or sometimes maybe some actors of the previous fables could come back. We don't know.
Are you using this short film as a proof of concept of what the episodic content could look like?
Yes, of course, yes.
And are you already in touch with sales agents and distributors about this episodic content? Or are you building your EPK and your package together?
I'm building.
Okay, cool.
I'm building, and we for maybe a feature, a real feature, with
nice.
the small episodes following. Maybe a feature of that kind of episodes, yes.
Okay, great. And are you attending the Marché du Film this year, or next year, I should say, the Cannes Film Festival?
Yes, I will see.
It's just an amazing place. If you have a project that you are looking to shop around, the Marché du Film, the film market, is a fantastic place to set up those meetings, especially when you have a piece of content that is quite strong and visually pleasing. It will be easier for you to set up these meetings. There's a platform called Cinando. Have you heard of it?
No,
Cinando.
No.
Gunnar, have you heard of Cinando?
No, I have not.
Oh,
I don't think so.
It's a fantastic
I don't think
platform.
Yeah.
I tell everyone about it. It is a paid platform unless you are attending a film market, whether that's EFM, the European Film Market, or Marché du Film, which takes place during Cannes, or the American Film Market. And it is a platform that is basically a directory of all the sales agent and distributors in the world. And what's so good about it is that it has the company's profile, it has who the team are, and then they have the acquisitions team, so who the correct people are that are searching for fresh content. So if you're looking for a sales agent or a distributor, or starting to build your database of contacts that you would like to talk to and set meetings up with, the route I would take is, it's a bit different for episodic content, but it still works. Look at your project, what is similar to that project, hunt other projects down on IMDb Pro, then take that information into Cinando. This is the acquisitions manager behind that production company or behind that sales agent. Then you have their direct email address and most of the time phone number. put all of that into a database, and then when you have a producer on board who is taking the project further, whatever it may be, or if you want to do it yourself, then you can start reaching out to these different companies and setting up meetings during the Marché de Film or one of the film markets, or outside of it, depending if you can attend. But it's just an amazing resource which not a lot of filmmakers know about.
No, apparently not. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Cinando. Cinando. Cinando.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And you usually get it free with your film market pass, but if not, there is a yearly fee to it. But get it when you're ready to start building those databases up. Definitely.
Awesome.
Amazing. So we are coming to the end of your section, Julie. But I do want to ask just a few of those questions that I mentioned before we got here. So I hope you've been thinking a little bit about those. Let's start with what your favorite film is.
My favorite film of the festival.
No, of all time.
Of all time. Oh yes. Mulholland Drive.
Oh, really? That's such a typical French answer. I love that. That's amazing. It is a fantastic film. Yeah.
Yes.
And do you have a favorite film of the festival, or was that just a question?
Oh, Mind Dust was nice.
Ah,
So much.
perfect.
That's very nice. You didn't have a choice there, did you?
Very beautiful.
That was
yes.
great timing. I love
Yeah,
that.
that was a great time. Yeah.
And another question I really like to ask, which sometimes does open a conversation, is what made you want to get into this crazy industry that we all love? Why did you want to be a filmmaker?
Because I like to show my own vision, to tell stories, and I'm interested with different genres and styles, and I like to shoot music videos and narrative.
Nice.
It's important for me to have a point of view in a direction in videos I shoot, the stories. And sorry, my English.
No, you've done extremely well throughout this interview. I guess alongside that, was there a particular film that inspired you to get into this industry? Maybe when you were younger, you saw it in the cinema, or you saw it at home. I don't know if there was a film that made you realize that this was the industry, as well as you wanting to tell stories through music videos and narratives.
Yes, it's my way to manage something artistic in this big ocean of cinema. I try to be here.
Perfect.
with my music videos and my short film, and I had the chance to be called for the series According the Fables by Jean de La Fontaine, because I have affinity
Okay.
with French literature as well.
Nice. Fantastic. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your film with us, and also telling us a little bit more about the project and what you hope to do with it next. So thank you. Gunnar, do you have any questions for Julie?
How many days did you shoot the whole thing, you said?
The whole thing for the Death and the Musician?
Yeah.
2 days and half.
2.5 days, yeah.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Damn.
Yes, but I think it's better when we have more times, because you can obviously you can shoot with different movement of camera. You know, it's more rich. It was very short. And you?
Okay.
And you?
How
So
many?
For
Yeah.
Mind Dust?
Now we were pretty quick as well, I guess. We shot it all in 4.5.
4.5 for a 23-minute film. That's
Yeah.
pretty.
It was very intense. We were there.
Intense. It's a good word. I think.
Yeah, but it was, yeah.
God, I keep chatting over you. Go on, Gunnar.
No worries, no worries. Now it was like it was just a very, very professional team, really nice team. The actors and everything, we had rehearsed and done a lot beforehand. And the guys and the women, like they had done so much in the past, so they were just really on it. So it was just a really nice team, really nice atmosphere.
Fantastic. And I think that leads quite nicely into taking over the interview and now putting you in the spotlight, Gunnar. I'm going to get your film in the background playing.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the inspiration behind this film and why you wanted to tell this story?
Inspiration for the film.
Yeah.
Well, my mom, it came from my mom actually, because she works, she's voluntarily in these organizations who deals with a lot of Alzheimer's. And she came back one day when she had like this seminar, and there was this one speaker who had experienced frontotemporal dementia with her father.
Yeah.
And it was a type of sickness, I would say, like I never heard before, because I just thought like Alzheimer's and dementia was just like this one word, this one thing. And then I learned like there's a lot of branches out there, and it's a lot of different forms. And frontotemporal was just that's very interesting. You can get it very young. People way down in the late 20s have been diagnosed with this.
Wow.
And it is just a very different form. You know, nothing to do with memory. It's about behavior and language and everything. So it's just very confusing for close ones when this happens, and because you can't ration with them, you can't talk to them. You know, if someone is in early stage of Alzheimer's, you know they can know they have it, so they can kind of plan out the life at least to a certain degree. But with this, that you can't ration with them, they're just in a whole complete different world, and especially when it happens with parents with young kids, that was very strong. So I wanted to make a film about that woman's life, but I never able to reach her. She never replied me when I sent her email.
No.
So then I just went to this expert in the field here in Telemark, or in the county I live. And she had like a million stories. So then I just read all of them and kind of mushed everything, took a little piece there, a little piece there. And then the characters are fictional, but everything that happens there have happened to someone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what I was expecting you to say what the inspiration behind
No,
it was, but that's a great place to start and to develop a story that you can feel quite passionate about. Have you shown this to any Alzheimer charities?
Yes, like my county was a part of they sponsored a lot of money actually. So the deal was there so they can use it in these kind of situations and seminars and stuff. So it's a lot of people, close ones to people who have this. And so yeah, that was a really nice, but like it was a good response, strong response.
Good.
So I was a part of one of them myself, and it was really hard, strong to watch actually, because of course, everybody experience this sickness differently, but they can at least relate to some parts of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think seeing my mum also she works in a hospital and is surrounded by lots of different things, and she often goes to meetings where they watch a medical short documentary or something that explains the situation that they're in, and it's very boring and very tedious, and it's like you're being taught rather than experiencing it through a narrative in the way that you've done. I always feel that this is a much stronger impacting piece that will last longer in people's minds than seeing just a plain 1, 2, 3 step on how to treat something. So really well done. And you mentioned there that one of the charities or the county helped fund the piece.
Yeah, we got funding from a lot of different places. So
Okay.
you have some organizations that deal with this dementia sickness, and the county and some other film funds and some, there was a lot of stuff out there. So we had like a decent budget, I would say.
Well, that probably leads on to my next question about your art direction. And obviously it's set in the 70s or late 70s. So how did you find your locations? Did you have to go in and decorate the whole place, or was the main house set like that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a really boring answer because the house is literally like 100 meters from where I live. And
Okay.
it's just like that. The only thing I bought was the television. Other than that, it's just like that.
Because
So
I
it's
was looking at your budget and I was looking at the film and I was going, okay, they didn't make this set. They couldn't have.
No.
They couldn't not have done that because it's brilliant. It is really, really well executed. So when you hear it's real life.
I wouldn't set it in the 70s if it wasn't for that. But like I knew I had it because he's a family friend. No, like he's in my family, like far out there, and so I know him really, really well. So I just asked, do you mind if we shoot in your house, because he doesn't live there. He live in Oslo, the capital. So you just have it as this like summer cabin.
Amazing.
And nothing had been changed since the 80s, like I think like 81. So it's not proper set by the 70s.
It was the wallpaper for me, that like the attention to detail on the wallpaper.
And the carpet on the floor and stuff like that as well.
And the car.
Yeah. So I was really happy about it. It was
Yes.
really cool, and I got, the actors got into the atmosphere as well. So that's very nice.
And Julie mentioned there the car. Where did the car come from?
That's a friend of mine. That's why it's brilliant living in like small places, like living in a village. Everybody knows everybody, and someone has something, and you can just call them and like, can I borrow your car? And it's like, yeah. And that friend had a car from the 60s, 50s, so you can do a lot of cool things. So it just contacts. That's real. That's where like in cities compared to my countryside compared to the cities, because in the city I wouldn't even know where to begin. Probably costed loads renting a car like that.
They always say the way you should start writing a script is by looking at what you have. So if you have all of these amazing things, no wonder you've managed to achieve what you've done. It's an amazing film. So well done. Can we talk a little bit about how you found the children actors? How old were they in the piece?
Oh, it's getting difficult here.
Oh, sorry.
So they were 14, and 16.
Okay.
So you have the two siblings, 14 and 16, and then Sarah's friend is as well 14. So that all the kids, they knew each other because they're from from a local theater.
Perfect.
So I just went to theater and asked, like, do you have some kid? And they had like loads of very talented kid actors. So had an audition, and so they're really, really good.
And this film obviously touches on some dark moments. What was your rehearsal period like to brief the actors on their acting, I guess, and the emotions that they had to go through?
Yeah, because the girl who plays Sarah, she played in a lot of commercials, so she's used to some sort of like fictional cameras. But the others, theater actors, so they very much like that in the beginning. So we did rehearsals, they acting with their whole body. So there was we didn't have that 3-4 rehearsals, and so they have to work a little bit with them.
Did you have to ask them to tone everything down from what they were?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. But they took directions really well. As I say, they're almost professional. They are professionals, I would say, and the girl who plays Sarah, she had done commercials before, so she took it really well. You said like one word and she got it. So like really easy people to work with. The fascinating thing is Arve, the guy who played the father.
Yes.
He never acted in his life before.
How did you find him?
He's My co-writer is Gro Trolet, my co-writer's brother.
Great.
Because we had a guy and he has to step out, and my co-writer said, like, we can ask my brother, like he's very like out there, and it'd be cool. So just like, yeah, what the heck, let's just have a rehearsal for fun. And he was really, really good. And so when you see the film, like no one can see like he haven't acted it before. So I think that's really, really cool. Like he went all in, and that's so funny to see. Like, you just look around, and you can have good actors right there. So that was a very interesting experience.
Yeah, definitely. I would never, ever, ever have guessed that. I thought you were going to say, well, we auditioned quite a few, and no. That must have been a horrible feeling, though, having your main actor. Was he already booked then before your co-writers?
Yeah, we were just back and forth and stuff, and I can kind of tell that he wasn't maybe that keen after a while. Like, okay. I don't know, because he had very busy commercials and stuff like that as well. So we were kind of having like this backup plan, and that's what my co-writer said for fun. Maybe to just ask my brother, and then it actually came to that, and I'm really happy that happened. I'm really happy because he was so cool to work with, and obviously he needed work on set and stuff, but enough takes and just making the takes short and stuff like that, and cheat a little bit with the dialogue, and we were able to work around it. And yeah, I'm really proud of him. Like, that's really cool.
That's an amazing story. Same question as I asked Julie earlier. Then, were there any hurdles that you had to overcome? Were there either maybe some technical issues, or was it shooting in the snow? How was that? Like, what did you have to overcome in order to get this film shot?
I wouldn't say like we had like this big, obstacle. It's just normal normal set obstacles, I guess. Like times and the shot doesn't work there after all. And it was nothing like major at all. I think again, like we. The cameraman and the DOP, they were staying at mine because the location is very close. So we were staying at mine a few days before. So we were like prepping a lot in the house before we start shooting. So we were pretty, and even though it doesn't work perfectly on set, it didn't take long before we find solutions to that. So we didn't have like major setbacks, I would say. Other than time, which is always very challenging. But the biggest, I guess, was the slow motion scene when she runs out, because the camera was the back of my truck, and we were driving, and they did that quite, I did it 5-6 times, and you can see it out of it, the father in the background. He falls, but he falls in real time, because there was this slippery slope like ice, and then it came like this new layer of snow. So it's like insanely slippy. So even if you were driving too quickly, like the wheels were just spinning, and then you can see a lot of the petrol,
steam,
gas, whatever, the steam exactly as well. So you have to find like the perfect like balance there. But the actors were so brave, like running out in socks and falling and just doing it again. So for the actors, that was probably, for at least those two, that was probably the most challenging thing. But for a camera, or like technical point of view, it was really cool. It was really very nice.
It looks freezing.
I love it.
But yeah, fantastic. And so what is next for this project? What do you hope? How far into the festival run is it? Are you a couple of months in, or are you coming up to a year?
Yeah, we have waiting for a few other festivals, but we're pretty much into a wrap with that one. So now, obviously, we would love to, like, of course, make a feature length of this. The co-writer Gro and I, we've written the script for it, and we're working as well on another mini TV series. So I don't know, but of course, making a feature film this will be amazing. I think the script we wrote is pretty strong. It's really nice, like just taking to the next level. Go more in depth with other characters involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see. Maybe this whatever Anando website can help us?
Yeah.
Anando,
Senando. Yeah.
Senando, sorry.
I was like,
Senando.
Renando? Yeah. Yeah, Senando.
Senandos.
Maybe. But there is another route which you can do, especially with a short film. Once it's done the festival circuit and you're like, what do I do with this film now? There are lots and lots of YouTube channels that host short films. I wouldn't say that there's necessarily this home for short films to go once it's done the festival circuit, but there are definitely some YouTube channels that can help. They are more genre-based. And for example, there's one for horror films called Alter, and there's one for sci-fi films called Dusk. And if you get your short film onto any of those platforms, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions. And using that statistic when you're applying for funding for your next film or looking to develop that particular film into a feature, and you can say to the funding body or producers, whoever you want to get on board, investors, whatever it may be, well, actually, we do have an audience because my last film is on this platform and it has received over 1 million views. That just legitimizes everything, especially if it is a proof of concept, then you can see exactly what you're aiming for with the feature as well. So it's just building and legitimizing the project a bit more. For narratives, there's a platform called Omeletto. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I know that YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's I would say it's pretty good. They focus a lot on Academy Award-winning short films, but they do often have a section where there are other short films that have done well on the festival circuit that get onto their platform as well. And there are multiple others. But for some reason, the genre-based ones, the horror, sci-fis, just have the audiences a little bit more than drama. But Omeletto is another platform to look out for.
Definitely.
And
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you are hoping you've written this into a feature. Did you say you were working on another project as well, a series, or was that?
Yeah, it's a mini series. Like it's this like French Norwegian collaboration.
Oh,
We're
nice.
working. We had like this other producers we work with in Paris. So that we'll see where that takes us. The other thing, like it just requires a big budget. So that's what's very very challenging. But we got some really cool actors on board with that one very early on. So but we hope we'll see where that takes us. Definitely.
Are they known actors?
Well, we have a French Portuguese actor called Sarah Martins. She played in like Death in Paradise. It was like this big series shot in the Caribbean.
Oh, nice. Wow.
And you have the André Fleureau. She played in Untouchables. With the guy which is handicapped and the black guy.
Yeah, it was great.
And the guy, the handicapped guy's assistant in that film.
So
the redhead woman.
Yeah, so this is great. And do you mind telling me what is it a co-production or is it a production company in Paris that are taking this on board?
Yeah, we've been talking. We've been working with them for with this project for a while now, but like I said, it requires just a big budget. We have been in contact with Netflix, and they said like they can be on board if you find some other bigger co-producers.
Okay.
Then we didn't want to take the whole risk themselves at that point. So it's a lot of emails, a lot of back and forth and stuff. So, and then time flies. So we'll see. But we're very close with that one. So and I really think it can be a really cool one. Like goes back from the World War II and the post-World War and up to
nice.
2006 with this like family generational drama and really really cool, very unique. And there's the co-writer for this short film is based on her novel, her book.
Amazing. Well, that would be absolutely incredible if you can get this off the ground. And I'll be sitting back putting Netflix on one day and I'll be like, holy shit, is this the one? Yeah, so fantastic.
That'd be good.
Well done. And then I guess my final two questions are the same as what I've already asked Julie. So I'm going to throw it out there. What is your favorite film?
I would say Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I love
that had like a huge impact on me. I remember when I watched it, it was just whoa. make a film that is so realistic.
So would you also say that that film what inspired you to get into this industry, or was there another motive behind wanting to be in the film industry?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have like this very inspiring, great story. That's how I wanted to get in. It was just like a process, you know. Like, it was actually in the army when I had a good friend there that was so into cinema. So he just like showed me a lot of films and pushed me really. And I was like, this is actually really, really cool. And if you have to think about a movie, like when I was like 12 years old, and it sounds weird, but 12 years old, and you watch Titanic for the first time, and you can see all this woof. And I remember that as a kid, young teenager, I thought that was like really, really cool. But I don't know if that was the tipping point, obviously. But I would say like Saving Private Ryan is a great film. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely want to watch that. Of course, everybody want to be a filmmaker.
Well, I think you've named like 2 films in my top 10 there. So Saving Private Ryan and Titanic are
exactly
amazing films.
Very independent films.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, fantastic. Thank you both so much for joining me here today. Before we go, Julie, do you have any questions for Gunnar? It's okay if you don't. I just didn't want to jump off the call in case you were like, okay. No, okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Good luck with everything that you're doing. I'm just going to end the stream, but we can stay on the call if you want to. But I will be ending the stream now. So thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.